Hey drummers, Mr. Fitz here, and this is part 2 of page 6, all right? So we talked about the beginning factors in the previous video about the quarter notes and the quarter rests, and then we also kind of discussed the beginning 5 lines of the page. Now on line number 6 and 7, we have a little different thing happening. As you can see, instead of having 4 quarter notes in a measure, in this measure here, you'll notice that there's only 3 of them. So this is a little bit tricky in a way, but not really if you think about it. What happens is you're going to still count each measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but the trick in this case is to not play when you say 4 and. This is for line number 6, right? So I'm going to just play this measure for you, okay? So just watch those notes. Here I go, and I won't count myself in for right now. I'm just going to play. So watch how this goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, here I'll do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, my sticking should be either right, right, or left, left. Okay? Now, sticking is important, but it's not as important as putting the notes on the correct beats. So in this measure, notice that we're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and. We're playing quarter notes. But on 4 and, we're resting. So the right and the left and the right is important, but it's not as important as making sure that the sounds happen on the correct beats. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'm just going to do the first 2 measures of line number 6. Here I go. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, not too bad, huh? Now, I'm going to play these 6 and 7 for you in a moment, but before we do, I want you to see line number 7, and you'll notice that the difference here is that there is still 3 notes in the measure and 1 rest, but the rest has moved and the note has moved. So we have a quarter note on 1 N, we have a quarter note on 2 N, we have a quarter rest on 3 N, and then a quarter note on 4 N. So this first measure sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? And I think I mentioned this before. You always want to count out loud. Maybe I didn't mention it, but anyway, always count out loud. Okay, so listen to that again. I'm going to play that first measure. Actually, this time I'll do the first 2 measures. All right, here goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right? So that's a little trickier, but still, if you practice it, you'll get it. Now, what I always recommend to students, if the L's and the R's mess you up, don't even look at them, okay? The key thing is to get the notes happening on the correct beats, okay? So even if you use 1 stick, which I don't advise that you do, but even if you use 1 stick, if the notes are on the right beats, that's the first step. Then what you do is you focus on the sticking, okay? So you do want to eventually get the sticking, okay? But you don't want to get the sticking but not the beats, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to turn the phone around. Here I am again, all right? And I'm going to play for you line number 6. Hopefully you can see me. I'll give myself a 4 count off. And by the way, after you've watched this a couple times, I want you to try to play along with me, okay? So here goes. This is number 6. I'm counting myself in. I'm going to start with my right stick this time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the upper sticking of line number 6. Notice again, my eyes are right on the music. I'm not looking around the room. I'm always looking right at the music. That's super duper important, okay? And notice that I'm always counting out loud. Now I'm going to do number 6, but I'll start with my left stick. Here I go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, there you go. All right, so practice that. Stop the video, back it up, play along with me, all right? Here goes for number 7 now, all right? Number 7, I'm going to start with my left stick. Here I go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool, huh? All right, now I'm going to do starting with my right stick. Still number 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we go. All right, so I hope that helps you. So the thing to remember about this page 6 and the key concepts are you've got quarter notes, which make one beat of sound, and you have quarter rests, which are 1 beat of silence. You always count the beats in every measure, okay? And when you play your notes, it's more important to get the notes on the correct beats and the rest on the correct beats than to get the rights and the lefts. So if the R's and the L's mess you up, meaning rights and lefts, don't worry about them at first. Master the beats, meaning placing the notes on the right beats first, then go for the sticking. All right? Have fun with page 6. I know you're going to do great. Bye.